What's up, YouTube? You checking out the Frequent Flyer, and I'd like to welcome you guys back to my RC Chop Shop. And I have something to show you guys. I got another one, and this is a Syma X4, in case you didn't know. And I did FPV it, whooped it, and this was one of my favorite whoops, so to speak. So I had to get it again because I actually think I messed up the other one, the black and green one, the Extreme Stealth mini drone that I whooped. I actually ended up, I was going crazy trying to get the thing as light as possible to try to give it more punch and all. And what happened was the pid tuning was off, ended up being off. I cut off the prop guards there, the bodyguard I cut off, and it started to get a vibration and a wobble because the pid tuning wasn't tuned to that specific weight and speed of the motors. I had upgraded the motors with sidewinder motors and all, and so it just became unstable. So I removed the board, the Syma X4 board, and I replaced it with the Ski Sky board, or Sky Sky, however you pronounce it. And because you can hook that one up to Clean Flight and you can actually adjust the PIDs and all. So this is it here, and I have gotten this to fly more stable than the Syma X4 was flying with that setup, but in my opinion it just doesn't match the pitch and yaw and just how the X4 is just tuned. You know, it's just tuned to fly so nicely. So I just had to have it again. So this is it. And this is the video to give you guys a little bit of insight on how I actually built this, how I did it. And so let's check it out. I got some SpinTech motors here. Awesome, they give you 6 instead of just 4. And so we're gonna upgrade the motors in this thing, and then we're gonna FPV it. And so I got the canopy off of this thing. So now I'm thinking about removing this here. Actually, yes, that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to remove this because the camera is going to sit down in here and face outwards that way. And we're going to have the VTX in the back here just like before. But for now, let's just get the motors upgraded. Swap these out. And so this little strip here just has to be pulled up. Nice little design the way they have it. This little rubber thing here can be pulled out there. That holds the motor wires in place there, along with the top of the motor or the bottom of the motor. And then we're just going to unscrew this part here and then slide the motor out. Awesome little design. The motors lay parallel to the props, so that's awesome. So yeah, let's get in there. And utilizing the light on the phone to show you guys a little better what I'm doing here. So as you can see, these little gear spurs on here have to be removed and placed on the other motors. And so this is a clockwise motor. And so this is going to be the same thing is going to be done with all 4 of them. So this is the way I tend to desolder these motors from the board here. I just let them hang this way and then just touch the wire like that, and it just falls off. So I just got to remember, red goes to the outside, blue goes to the inside. So here are the SpinTech motors here. Red to the outside, blue to the inside. So I'm basically just going to solder this on here. There, got it done. Okay, so now all I have to do is add this camera here. I already separated the backpack camera. And I'm just going to put it on here this way. Let's see, this is the way I do it here. The camera lens is gonna go here in the front there, like that. And I'm gonna use one of these zip ties here to hold the camera down, to mount the camera. Now this works out pretty nice here on the frame. As you can see, there are 2 holes there, and I just put the zip ties through the hole there. Let me get one through. We're gonna have to come from the bottom there. So we can push it through here. Might have to use some, let's see if we can pull it by hand. To make it easier, we can use some needle nose pliers, needle nose grips to pull it through. Okay, so I struggled to pull this through by hand, but it's done. And we're just going to snip off the edge there. So now the cam is mounted there. Now we're going to put this part here. We're going to mount it to the back, and we're going to go underneath here. So like that. We're going to use one of these zip ties to go around it. Stick it through there. We're going to flip it around the other way. Make sure we get this underneath the frame. And there we go. Snip that off. And now we just have to get the wires. So we're going to get one more of these zip ties here. And we're going to take it around the frame here to hold all the wiring down. So there it is. I did manage to go up under there. So I went between this part here to hold those wires down, and I left just enough room for the VTX to get plugged in there. And so now we're just going to cut this. And we're done. I was thinking about adding a canopy, cutting the canopy and putting it over the lens there, but it's really not needed. You're really not going to cause any damage coming down like that. The antenna's sort of hitting the way back here in between everything, so it's pretty good. So let's check this thing out.